Hello children, how are you all? Hope everybody is doing good along with your family members. Convey my warm regards to your family members too. Be safe at home and be helpful to your parents. And be thankful to God for this valuable and gifted life. Let me extend my warm welcome to our ELGA11 video class. Before entering to the session, a small thing I want to tell you children. Just keep this in mind. Change does not happen when circumstances improve. A change happens when you decide to improve your circumstances. Always keep this in mind and work for your improvement and get success. All the best. Now, we are in Unit 8. Here you don't have any phonics part. And under whole words, you have some vocabularies to know the meanings. Those words are given here. Whisper. Whispered means speaking very quietly. Hawk-eyed. Watchful. Declined. Declined in the sense politely saying no. Denying, right? And then sharp. Showing speed of comprehension or response. And then bullying, the act of hurting or frightening someone. Insult, to say something which is disrespectful or rude. Tease, to make fun of others. Annoyed, a little angry or to be irritated. Eager, strongly wanting to do or have something. And then the third one is we have helpless, unable to do anything to help yourself or anyone else. Arrogant, proud in an unpleasant way. Determined, made a firm decision not to change it. Terrifying, causing extreme fear. Reflective, think deeply or carefully about something. Claim, to ask for something of value because you think it belongs to you. Insensitive, not feeling or showing sympathy for other people's feelings or refusing to give importance to something. Responsible, having control over or care for someone. Rebellious, difficult to control and not behave in the way that is expected. That is rebellious. Okay, these are the vocabulary words given in your SR number 24 and 25 in this unit. And then we are in the next session, reading and listening part. In this, first you will be practicing making text to self connections while reading different stories and articles. Okay, here while doing that, making text to self connections, it is like connecting the story to our own life experiences and feelings too. To make connections, what you have to do? First, ask yourself the following questions. For example, when I read the story, learning to say no, I made some connections like what I read. Okay, first thing is what I read. And next, has something like this happened to me or someone I know? Okay, if it has happened, describe what happened. And what did I feel, do and say in the particular situation? Whether I got angry, whether I got frustrated, whether I laughed, okay, whether I felt happy. Something like you have to think over. So these are the three questions you have to answer by yourself while making text to self connections. And then the next thing is personal opinion or character actions. Okay, so about this you have an SR4. So when we are reading a story, we come across characters taking some actions. After reading a story, we can form an opinion on the actions of the character, right? So this helps us understand the characters better. So we can use the table Okay, here for better understanding. When something happened, what the character did. Okay, something else that the character could have done was. And if I were the character, what I would do. Like that, we have to think over. Okay, so the first thing is we have to think over the timing, when happened, and then traits. Okay, traits of personality traits of those characters, and then what the character could have done was. And then finally, if I am being the character, what I would do. Right? Like this, we have to think over by ourselves. Next is character traits, personality traits. These are the qualities that describe a character. On reading a story, we can describe traits based on the character's actions and thoughts. Yes, whether he or she is a good boy or good girl, like that, we may have self-opinion. We can use a graphic organizer below to identify character traits. Here, for an example, Pulkit, okay, in that story, Pulkit silently connected his bag and made his way to the school. So, Pulkit is a quiet boy, we can tell. And he is a brave boy too. How can we tell that? Pulkit attempted to speak to Miss Pithara. He came closer to his brother and his friends and said, "No, you will not call me that. I don't like it." So, it shows that Pulkit is a brave boy. So, like this, we have to connect the character traits, personality traits. And then we have to compare and contrast. Okay, different personality traits. So we have many personality traits like ambitious, brave, considerate, caring, daring, funny, generous, humble, imaginative, lazy, loyal, mean, mischievous, neat, proud, rude, stubborn, self-confident, thoughtful, everything. And finally, we have to compare and contrast. For this, we have to take a diagram. Like compare means to see what is similar and contrast means to see what is different. So while reading the stories, we compare and contrast the characters to better understanding their traits and actions. We can use a Venn diagram here. So here in your SR number 18, there is an example between the characters of Rani from the story and Maya from Growth Pants. Okay. So if you see that in compare, we have a responsible, reflect on things, accept mistakes. Contrast, we have Rani is focused and worries a lot, but Maya is a rebellious and misbehaved girl. Okay, children? So, like this, we have to compare and contrast. And we have vocabulary words too in SR numbers like 3, 10, 13, 18, 21 and 24. Have a glance of those words. Try to understand those words. And always keep and remember the steps we had learned to find the meaning of the word. Yes? Right. That's fantastic. And then we can go to the grammar part. Under grammar part, you will be learning factual and opinion adjectives. Okay? So practice using adjectives while writing. You know very well adjectives are words that describes or tell us more about a noun. Just see the below table. Factual adjectives are, they describe how a noun looks or feels. For example, color, size, shape, smell, touch, taste, etc. Opinion adjectives, they describe a character traits or how a character feels. For example, they can change based on the opinion of the reader. Right? Here are some examples like for factual adjectives, colorful, green, tall, many more examples are there. And for feelings, we have happy, sad, excited, nervous, etc. Okay. So these are coming under these two types of adjectives, that is factual adjectives and opinion adjectives. And then we have comparative and superlative. So comparative adjectives compare two nouns, superlative compare three or more nouns. Okay. Here are some list of comparative and superlative. So regular adjectives will be adding ER for comparative and EST for superlative. For example, low, lower, lowest. Many more examples are there. And if an adjective ends in E, add R for comparative and ST for superlative. For example, say since the word ends with E, we have to add only R for comparative and ST for superlative. Like that we have a strange, nice, wise, etc. And if an adjective is a CVC word, that is consonant, vowel, consonant, double the last consonant and add ER for comparative and EST for superlative. For example, big. Here CVC is following, bigger, biggest. Okay children, this is the rule you have to keep in mind. And then if an adjective ends in Y, remove Y and then add IER. Instead of Y, you have to add IER for comparative and IEST for superlative. For example, pretty. Here, the word pretty ends with the letter Y. So, remove that Y. Instead of Y, you have to use IER in comparative and IEST in superlative. Prettier, prettiest. Heavy, heavier, heaviest. Happy, happier, happiest. Okay, children? Under irregular adjectives, we have positive, comparative and superlative like bad, worse, worst, good, better, best, far, farther, farthest. We have many more examples too. And adjectives with 2 or more syllables. Add more for comparative and most for superlative. Syllabification. More than 7 letters or otherwise more than 2 syllables. Intelligent. More intelligent, most intelligent. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. So these are the rules to change our degrees of comparison from positive to comparative and superlative. Okay children? So under finally we have W, the S section, that is writing and speaking expression. In this you'll be practice writing diary entries. Write it and send it to my personal number. Format is given in your SR number 7. Right? With this, I wish to complete the session. Thank you. Be safe at home. Stay tuned. Stay connected. Bye.